75,000 followers, 200 videos, 3 years of consistently posting every day, and not a single dollar in monthly predictable revenue. That unfortunately is not hypothetical. That is an actual creator that I talked with last month. And the sad thing is they're not even an outlier. They're actually the norm. If you're a creator right now making content, growing an actual audience, getting engagement, but you're still not making real money from it, I need you to hear this. Your content is not the problem. Your content was never the problem. So you have a monetization problem. And in this video, I'm actually going to show you exactly what that means and, more importantly, how you can fix it today. Here's what the online business world has sold you. Post more content, get more followers, grow your audience, and then eventually the money will come. It sounds logical, but it's actually completely wrong. See, I've actually worked behind the scenes of real creator businesses that generate anywhere from $30,000 to $70,000 a month, and I can tell you with absolute hands down certainty, the creators who make the most amount of money are almost never the ones with the biggest audiences. Let me say that again. The size of your audience has almost nothing to do with how much money you actually make. Now, look, I know creators with 5,000 followers doing $25,000 a month. And likewise, I know creators with 100,000 followers who still can't even pay their rent. Look, the difference in these two different creators isn't content quality. It's not posting frequency. It's not hashtags or hooks or any sort of algorithm stuff. The real difference is one thing, and that is a monetization system. The creators making money have built a machine that actually converts attention into cash. The creators who are broke are still hoping their next post goes viral. And look, here's the part that really hurts. The more time you spend creating content without a real monetization system, the farther and farther behind you fall, because you're training yourself and your audience to expect free value forever with no next step. So you're probably asking, what is a monetization system? Because look, most creators hear that and they think, oh, I have a link in my bio. Well, look, that's not a system. That's just hope and a link. A real monetization system has 4 main pieces. And if any one of them is missing, honestly, you don't even have a real system. See, what you have is a real leak. Piece number 1 is an offer that solves a real problem for a specific person. You see, not a vague coaching package, not a $67 ebook, a clear, specific outcome that someone is willing to pay real money for because it solves a problem that they cannot solve on their own. Piece number 2 is a funnel that takes a stranger and turns them into a lead. You see, this is how you move someone from watching your content to raising their hand and saying, I want to learn more. See, most creators skip this step entirely. They post content and then just wait for DMs. Well, the reality is that's not a funnel. You see, that's just a prayer. And look, piece number 3 is a real sales process that converts leads into clients. This means an actual conversation, whether this is a sales call, some sort of webinar, a VSL, or something or someone that actually presents the offer, handles objections, and asks for commitment. See, if you don't have a sales process, you are just simply leaving money on the table every single day. Piece number 4 is a fulfillment system that actually delivers results. Because if your clients do not get results, they ask for refunds. They leave bad reviews. And your entire business falls apart from the inside out. Offer, funnel, sales, fulfillment. That's the real system. That's what separates creators who make content from a creator who makes money. Now, here's the uncomfortable question for yourself. If the system is that simple, the 4 pieces, why do most creators never really build it? And look, I'll tell you exactly why. That's actually because building a monetization system requires you to stop being a creator and start being a business owner. And most creators don't actually want to do that. And I get it. Look, creating content is comfortable. You see, you post something, you get likes, you get comments, you feel good, people tell you your stuff is awesome, and it feels productive. It feels like you're moving in the right direction. It feels like progress. But it's not progress. It's just activity. You see, progress is revenue. Progress is clients. Progress is someone paying you money because you solved the problem. Everything else is a distraction dressed up as work. Here's the thing nobody wants to admit. Most creators use content as a way to avoid the hard stuff. They avoid building the offer because it forces them to get specific on who they help and what they deliver. They avoid building a funnel because it requires technical work that doesn't get likes. And they avoid sales calls because sales feels uncomfortable. See, they just avoid all fulfillment entirely because actually delivering results is harder than talking about delivering results. So they keep posting, they keep growing their audience, and they keep telling themselves that more content will eventually solve the problem. It will not. I have watched creators post for 3 years straight without ever building a single one of these 4 systems. And 3 years later, they're in the same place they started in. More followers, sure, but same bank account. So let me give you the real fix, because I don't want this to be one of those videos that just tells you what the problem is and what's wrong with it and doesn't actually tell you how to fix it. So if you're a creator right now with a real audience, even if it's a smaller one, here is the exact order you should build in. Step 1, you need to build your offer first. Before you post another piece of content, get clear on what it is you're selling. Who's it for? What specific outcome do they actually get? How long does it take? What is the cost? See, if you can't answer any of these 4 questions in one sentence, your offer is not ready. And here's the key. Your offer should be built around what you already know how to do. If you have been coaching people for free, if you've been giving advice in the DMs, or if you've been just helping people get results without charging for it, that's your offer. Package it, price it, make it real. Step 2 is to build a simple funnel. Now, I'm not talking about some crazy complex 10-page website with email sequences and text automations and retargeting stuff. I'm talking about a 1-page, single page that explains what you do, who's it for, and how they can take the next step. That's it. 1 page with a call to action. Book a call, watch a training, or apply. Pick whatever makes sense for you. Step 3, start having sales conversations. This is where most creators completely freeze up. They think that sales means being pushy or aggressive. Look, it doesn't. A sales conversation is just a conversation where you figure out if you can actually help someone. If you can, tell them. And if you cannot, tell them that too. See, the goal is not to convince anyone. The goal is to diagnose their problem and show them the solution. Step 4, deliver results and collect proof. Every client you get results for becomes a case study. Every case study makes your next sale easier. Every sale funds more content. And now you have a flywheel instead of a hamster wheel. Offer, funnel, sales, fulfillment. That's it. In that order. That's the system. None of it requires 100,000 followers. Now, I know that there's some of you sitting there who just still don't believe me, which is fair. So I want to tell you about my partner, Alexis Valadares. You see, as the time I'm filming this video right now, he hasn't posted barely any content in the entirety of 2026. No new reels, no new YouTube videos. But somehow, we've been able to consistently collect $20 and $30, even almost $40,000 every single month since then. I'll actually leave some of the screenshots here from our payment processors. That way you really understand the power of this monetization system, the power of having a full backend that doesn't rely on you creating content. And with that, I want to leave you with one final thought, because this is the thing that separates creators who actually make this shift from the creators who just kind of stay stuck. So you have to stop thinking of yourself as a content creator and start thinking of yourself as a business owner who uses content. You see, that is a completely different identity. A content creator asks, what should I post today? Well, a business owner asks, how does this content move someone closer to buying? A content creator measures success by views, not followers, where a business owner measures success by revenue and clients. A content creator just hopes the algorithm blesses them. A business owner builds a real system that works regardless of any algorithm. This shift is not about posting less content, by the way. No. Post as much as you want, but every piece of content should exist inside of this system. It should lead somewhere. It should have a purpose beyond just engagement. See, because content without a system is just entertainment. Content inside of a system, well, now that is a revenue machine. And right now, look, most of you entertainers pretending to be entrepreneurs. That's not an insult, that's a diagnosis. You see, the prescription is simple: build the system. Let me recap what we actually just covered. First, the content trap. Posting more content without a monetization system will never make you money. You see, the creators making real revenue are not the ones with the biggest audiences. They are the ones with the best systems. Second, the 4 pieces: offer, funnel, sales, fulfillment. If any one of those is missing, you have a leak, not a business. Third, the order. Build your offer first, then a simple funnel, then start with sales conversations, then deliver results and collect proof. If this video made something click for you, the best thing you do right now is go watch the next video linked in the description below, where I actually show you how to build an offer that actually sells. I will see you there.